Dragon Ball Super episode 59 is now officially in the history books, and today guys we're going to go ahead and dive into the official prediction video as we further discuss the events that are going to be happening in Dragon Ball Super episode 60 and beyond. Now keep in mind guys, this video will contain massive amounts of spoilers, so if you guys have not watched the episode yet, go watch the episode and come back so we can talk more Dragon Ball Super down in the comment section below, as we already know that Zamasu has already done enough damage in the present timeline. But even with that, the official reveal for Dragon Ball Super's episode 62 and 63 were revealed, with Trunks having somewhat of a new power-up and Vegeta's fierce battle. Now one can only make the assumption that Vegeta is very salty about what happened with him and Black Goku, so presumably enough he's gonna have one more crack at Black. Now I want to know down in the comment section below, how do you guys think Vegeta is going to do this time around as he steps up against Black yet again, or even with that, even going up against Zamasu? Is it going to be a one and done deal and Vegeta's gonna go down easy, or do you guys believe that he's actually gonna be putting up a fight against Black this time? Because now that he's aware of what Super Saiyan Rose is and all the techniques that he has, is Vegeta going to take a better approach at this? I mean, it's quite unknown, but as unknown as it is, it still sets up for lots of excitement. Now, on to Dragon Ball Super episode 60. Now, we've learned that next week it is going to be a bloodbath between Goku, Vegeta, Zamasu, and Black, as Bulma sets to go there as well, but we get to see Vegeta fight Black specifically. Now, we do understand that one of the episode titles is, I think between episodes 62 and 63 are Vegeta's fierce battle, but we also get to see Vegeta fight first the very minute they get back into the future. So what I do predict is going to happen here is I do think Vegeta is going to be the first one to fight Black, of course, and I do think he's going to be the first one to get beat down. However, that does not take him out of the equation. I think that later on during Dragon Ball Super episode 63, Vegeta is going to make somewhat of a comeback, because again, comparing Super Saiyan Rose to Super Saiyan Blue, we do have an understanding somewhat that Super Saiyan Rose is kind of equal to Super Saiyan Blue. It's Black's variation of that godlike form. So in comparison to Vegeta, I don't think Vegeta will be ready to fight someone like Black necessarily yet. We do see him, however, hold up pretty well this time around, as we saw during the episode preview. But even with that, don't expect this dude to do any sort of like crazy ass attack to where it eliminates both Zamasu and Black, because finally next week we're going to learn who exactly Black is, and we saw based on the translation that it is not a fake version of Goku. It is not a fake version of Goku. Perhaps it is something more, but I do think because of the fact that Zamasu is alive, that this gives us a clear indication that at some point Beerus might get involved, because if Beerus already recognizes and told Goku that it's different with gods being killed off because it does change some things, I'm pretty certain that at this point maybe Beerus might show up sometime during this final, act of the arc, to where he confronts Zamasu and Black as to how Zamasu was not killed off, because he killed him off during the episode. I mean, we already saw how he completely disintegrated him, so I do think that at some point Beerus might go on ahead and tag team it alongside with them. But even in next week's episode, I do think that despite what Vegeta does, I don't think he's going to be the main course here. I do think that Vegeta is going to set up to do something really big afterwards, but in terms of next week, guys, yeah, he's going to fight Black, but I don't think he's going to be doing anything groundbreaking to where he's going to turn the tides on him, because despite what happens, I do think Black is going to have the upper hand. However, I do think that even despite while that's happening, while Vegeta's fighting Black, I do think that Goku is yet again going to try to fight Zamasu to see if he can stop him. However, I do think that during the early portion of this fight, our heroes are going to prove to have no sort of effect on both Zamasu and Black, but I do think they're going to turn the tides somewhere between episode 62 and 63. Again, I think this is going to be more or less more build-up. The villains are going to have the upper hand here, so I do think next week we're also going to see Bulma be involved here, and I think that's good, because finally Bulma might have an interaction with Mai and trying to see if they can also create a plan here to try to save everyone and evacuate the city, because things are going to get real crazy real fast. So I'm actually quite curious on a few things. Number one, where's the Omni King? I was asking you guys this before, and a large majority of you guys said that, you guys believe that possibly the Omni King doesn't even care about this, because he sits on the top of the totem pole, so why would it affect him? He can easily appoint other people to be gods of destruction, so it doesn't really affect him, not unless, of course, you know, something were to happen directly to him. So, and other people suggested that he's simply unaware because everything Zamasu had been doing was on the DL. So it was on the down low, nobody knew about it, and, you know, with his plans being unveiled by Goku, Whis, Beerus, the Supreme Kai, all the top dogs already know what he's been up to, and now we see firsthand everything he's been doing. So I do think next week's episode is setting up for the final battle, but I also want to know from you guys, how is this all going to end? Is it going to be Goku? Is it going to be Vegeta? Is it going to be Beerus? Like, who's going to be the one to put them down? And in which case, you guys also have to put the blame on Goku on this one. And the reason why I say that is because ever since Goku showed up and he demonstrated his powers towards Zamasu, Zamasu just went gaga. He just lost his mind and wanted to destroy all humans, all life. I mean, he even wanted to kill Gowasu off based on what happened. If you look at Zamasu prior to that, he was simply questioning certain things. He was simply, you know, just a little curious as to why these things were happening. He was curious as to why they only had the powers to oversee human action. But until Goku showed up and he put the beats to Zamasu, that's when Zamasu just lost his mind. So in essence, you guys have to look at this as Goku's fault, because ever since he wanted to spar with Zamasu and all that kind of stuff, you got to put the blame on him in a way. And that kind of ties in with the future, because I'm kind of curious to know if, you know, Zamasu had been aware of this and actually encountered Goku in the future, in which case I really doubt that, because remember going back to when he first debuted with Black, he said, you know, I came here just to meet you. So, you know, it strikes me as a little odd how, you know, the parallel timelines are working here, but nevertheless, episode 60, Black versus Vegeta, that's going to go down, and my prediction is Vegeta is going to lose, but he's not going to get beaten, he's not going to get stabbed, and if something big happens to him, if in fact Vegeta does end up getting really badly hurt here, I do think he's going to make that comeback. There's no way that he's going to be down and out for the count for another time here, because we saw that happen before when he got stabbed. He literally did nothing except, you know, save his son and his rival Goku from being killed off using the final flash. So I really doubt Vegeta is going to get his ass beat that badly again, but I do think that he's going to be down and out, and I do think he's going to be biding some time until he strikes and creates himself an opportunity to where he can actually do some damage here. However, in terms of Trunks, what can we say about Trunks? It's said that Trunks is actually going to be somewhat unleashing a new power. So what is this new power? A lot of people are saying that, wow, he's going to become a Super Saiyan Blue, and some of the jokes being made is that he's already a Super Saiyan Blue with his blue hair. But with all seriousness, guys, I don't think that he's going to become a Super Saiyan Blue. If he does, that'll be great, but you also have to look at it from a standpoint to where he never received, you know, Super Saiyan Blue like training. Just because he fought his dad one time and got his ass whooped really badly does not mean that he has the ability now to transform into a Super Saiyan Blue, because if that's the case, then I would love to see Goku beat the crap out of Gohan and see Gohan make that jump. So that's where the contradiction is. So I don't think that, you know, Trunks is going to be unleashing somewhat of a Super Saiyan Blue form. If he does, again, that'll be shocking to see a third Saiyan achieve that being Trunks. I do think it's more than fitting, however, because now he needs more power than ever to save his time. So connecting that with episode 60, I don't think Trunks' time is going to be to shine in next week's episode. I do think it's going to be more or less Vegeta and perhaps maybe Zamasu and Goku. I don't see Trunks getting involved yet. Episode 61/62, I can definitely see Trunks, you know, going in there one more time and just trying to just completely cut away Zamasu from the whole situation. But we even saw in Dragon Ball Super episode 59 the way Zamasu and Black were talking to each other, and we see how Zamasu pretty much told Black, like, hey, you might as well use the Super Giant Dragon Balls too to make the wish for immortality. But then he was like, you know what, maybe your battle power will be all rusty, because how else can you increase in strength? So that strikes me as a little odd, because that right there is an indication that even if Zamasu is immortal, that means Black is not. So like in a very small way, they're not really intertwined that much, because you can make the assumption and say, well, if Zamasu is immortal, that means Black is too, right? So clearly not here. But like in terms of strength, we can't argue here. We all know that Black is superior to strength than Zamasu. However, Zamasu does hold the immortality factor in his advantage. But again, next week's episode, I'm predicting Vegeta to lose. I'm also predicting Bulma to have a little bit of words towards Black and Zamasu, especially Black, because I can't wait to see Bulma's reaction to where she tells him, like, you son of a bitch, like, you killed me off in the future, like, you know, and plus, like, you have a really shitty name for, you know, Super Saiyan Rose and stuff. So I'm expecting Bulma to pretty much open up her mouth yet again, bad-mouthing and just trash-talking both Zamasu and Black. But let me know your overall thoughts down in the comment section below, guys. What are your overall thoughts on next week's episode? It seems as if a lot of you guys seem to enjoy this episode, with the exception of a few people. Now, I also wanted to touch up on a few people that commented during my breakdown review, one of which being Johnny Bugolando, I believe. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. He said that the episode was poorly executed, and he said, for instance, there was not really a reason for Zamasu to kill Gowasu. I mean, yes, he had different ways of seeing things, but he was still the Kaioshin of Universe 10, and to answer that right off the bat, he wanted to kill Gowasu because he had the time rings, he had the Potaras. There's no way that Zamasu can make his next move unless, of course, he kills off Gowasu. And of course, he also said here, and I quote, also the reaction of Gowasu to everything was just bland. I mean, though he might have been at least a bit more productive and protective of his appearance, even if he tried to kill him. So you're saying that Gowasu didn't pretty much take action as to what happened. And of course, yes, he was shocked, but what more can you expect from an Elder Kaioshin? He can only do so much. You can't really expect Gowasu to go in there and pretty much beat the ever-so-living Holy Ghost out of Zamasu. That's not happening. But the reason why, and we all figured out during this episode and the entire time, was Zamasu was using Gowasu. He wanted knowledge. He wanted to know what's what. He gained knowledge from the Super Giant Dragon Balls. He even threatened Zuno. He did a whole bunch of things behind people's backs. And of course, now he has everything that he needs in terms of knowledge. And now he was going to put that up to the test, as he was going to kill Gowasu, grab the earrings, grab the rings, and just do his own thing. So I understand that Gowasu is now alive, and yes, Gowasu is alive. So just hypothetically speaking here, and again, this is just headcanon, can you imagine how crazy it would be if Black was in fact Gowasu in the future? Like, just for Gowasu to realize that Zamasu was right about all his philosophies and stuff, that would be nuts. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What are your overall expectations? What are your thoughts on episode 60? What do you guys expect to see? Thank you all for watching. Once again, if you guys are fans, don't forget to subscribe for more daily content. If you guys enjoyed, punch that like button square in the face, everybody. Leave your thoughts down below. Tune in for more, and I will be seeing you all in the next video. Take it easy, guys. Peace.